Right now could be a once-in-a-decade opportunity to earn money with the Apple Vision Pro.
And maybe, just maybe, you can have Flappy Bird levels of success.
You don't want to get left behind, do you? You do realise that's not an Apple Vision Pro, right?
Yeah, I know.
You're not going to fool anyone
know.
with that.
No, I wasn't trying to lie to them.
No,
All right. I was going to ask them to pretend that this is an Apple Vision Pro. It's not
You do
actually,
that then.
but just to pretend for this video, yeah?
This is obviously not an Apple Vision Pro. What is important is the opportunity that the Vision Pro presents.
I'll make it look much more realistic.
The fact that this is an HTC Vive doesn't really matter for this video. What's important is to focus on what role the Apple Vision Pro plays in this opportunity, what these arguably once-in-a-decade opportunities are, and where the financial prizes might be for you. Now, there is a sense of urgency behind this, and that should be addressed first.
The Apple Vision Pro is new funky headgear that everyone's grandma is talking about, boasting the first generation of spatial computing, an advanced virtual reality headset to you and me. People have been immersed by the tech, and Apple have sold over 200,000 units despite a $3,500 price tag.
According to one website, 45% of people participating in a poll said they intend to return the headset. And another report claimed that one of the 5 most common reasons for this high rate of return is that there simply isn't enough video content, nor are there enough applications to justify the price. Where this could very well be a good thing for you and me. Let's do a bit of research to try and understand why it seemed that so many people seem to have perhaps bought a product on a whim.
The answer perhaps lies with the fact that it's been nearly 10 years since the last radical piece of technology from Apple. People are excited for something new and futuristic, which is what the Apple Vision Pro appears to deliver.
I'm not counting the HomePod, as it sold very poorly compared to its brother tech, and a speaker isn't exactly radical.
Now, as an example, have you ever considered developing an app for a phone or tablet? If you search for your idea on an app store, you'll probably find thousands that already exist. The market is saturated.
But that's not what users of the Apple Vision Pro are finding.
Some major apps have yet to commit to supporting the Apple Vision Pro, like Netflix, YouTube, and Spotify, and some developers are capitalizing on this, like Juno for YouTube, allowing users a way in which to watch YouTube videos.
I'd think that a healthy proportion of those 200,000 early adopters who parted with $3,500 for the headset wouldn't mind parting with an extra $5 to be able to watch YouTube. That feels quite likely. A key point is that the developer of Juno sees the opportunity early, right now.
What can it do? What's new? How will it be used? Well, placing the headset on takes you to an augmented reality environment through 2 OLED displays, one for each eye, contributing more than 23 million pixels. That's better than 4K per eye, allowing you to open windows and lock them in space. A lot of praise seems to be given for how well it is doing that. The user input is through looking, enabled by eye tracking, at an on-screen element, then touching your finger to your thumb.
That's pretty cool.
You can open up multiple windows around an environment, and to any size that you wish. And even phase out your real surroundings for a computer visual instead, with this dial. These surroundings are in fact a live video feed. You're not looking through the headset as though it was glass. What's worth noting here though is that the live feed has very low latency, just 12 milliseconds, compared to competitors in the region of 30 to 40 milliseconds.
This enables some cool ideas, which we'll talk about later.
A cable connects your headset to a power bank you'd store in your bag or your pocket. Seamless integration with other Apple products like MacBooks truly enable a futuristic environment, allowing a new way of working but retaining the standard keyboard and mouse inputs. The headset has integrated microphones allowing you to make calls, and naturally there are speakers too in the strap. though some have noted that the bleed of these speakers will enable those around you to hear what you are doing.
Generally, you have privacy in what you are seeing from those around you. But why does looking at all of these features matter? Well, take out your phone and think about the journey it's gone through with all the technology that's been integrated into it.
One example is a phone being designed with a forward-facing camera and internet connectivity. This enables you to make video calls with someone, not just a voice call. The new concoction of gadgets like cameras, mics, screens, speakers with high computational power and a novel user interface enables some clever augmented reality.
What new transition will the Apple Vision Pro go through and eventually become capable of? Like what phones go from voice calls to video calls? Will it be like having a conversation sitting down at a desk with a cup of coffee with your friend, just in a virtual environment perhaps? So we know why the opportunity is now and what role the Apple Vision Pro plays. Now let's have a look at what these opportunities could be. Now I'll stress that this is not a complete list, more thought provokers into the potential.
Due to the low 12 millisecond latency of the live feed of your surroundings, users have been able to play catch with a ball or play table tennis whilst wearing the headset. Imagine slipping on a Vision Pro, then watching trajectories plotted on your screen to show you where you need to contact the ball. Perhaps you'll play snooker and have the angles of the impact upon cushions or other balls shown to you. Imagine going go-karting and having the racing line plotted for you, or showing you who's ahead of you and in what position they are sitting. Imagine playing golf with your headset giving a heads-up display of how hard, far and amount of swerve you just thwacked that ball with. Imagine fixing your car and you get an X-ray vision through various components, or have some components highlighted for you.
Perhaps step-by-step instructions on how to replace something.
Imagine trying to learn to draw or paint and you get step-by-step instructions of exactly where to place your brush.
I see this tech as an enabler for an astronomical leap forward for training.
Consider tourism. You could have a ribbon showing you where you need to go in a place you've not visited before. And graphics could pop up where you get to points of interest. When you hear about historical battles, it might be hard to visualize what was going on. Imagine twiddling this dial and being taken to a representation of what would otherwise have been described.
And I know that there are issues with the Apple Vision Pro and what I just described, and the fact that what I showed you were all games. You just need to be cognizant of what could be.
This could become something that looks like this.
You need the vision now to reap the potential rewards later on. Being an early adopter in contributing to these possibilities are the opportunity before the market is saturated. Now you might be thinking, well, yeah, but what can I do? I can't code a single thing. And I'd agree with you, I'm in the same camp. Developing apps for the Apple Vision Pro will doubtless be very lucrative, but I suspect it's not the only way in which we could earn money from this opportunity. Creating content seems like it will catch on very quickly, considering some of the comments from people returning the Vision Pro.
This could be making 3D videos like you'll find on YouTube. Perhaps you can become a freelancer specializing in 3D film editing on Fiverr or Upwork or similar, or repopulating stock libraries for 3D videos and 3D spatial sound, where inevitably the likes of Shutterstock, Adobe Stock, iStock and so on will jump on board. It might be the reignition stock asset sites require. Perhaps computer graphics is your jam, and so creating 3D films in a different way is for you. Or just creating building blocks for computer generated environments and selling these on sites like CG Trader.
And once you're done with all of that, you could create a good old-fashioned online course. In augmented reality, of course. But what's the financial price? Well, let's look at one example. Imagine that you are the developer for Juno for YouTube.
It sells for $4.99 per download. If 45% of the 200,000 first customers return the headset and just 10% of the remainder download this app,
as there's no YouTube app,
that's still $54,890 in sales. And I could easily see more people downloading the app than just 10%.
Lastly, we can be confident of Apple's intent in entering into this market. Typically, Apple enter into the market for the long term on consumer gadgets.
The iPod lasted 22 years, Apple TV and iPhone 17 years and counting, iPad 14 years and counting, and the Apple Watch 9 years and counting.
This is an opportunity to seize. Now, I intend to make a video on digital modeling and selling those assets online in this video here. Alternatively, why not have a look to see how much passive income you could earn in the early days with this video here.